Actually, they're very similar to the same defense that we faced all preseason camp, which is our own, which is Coach Norr's defense. So that they're based to have an odd front, which means they can bring pressure from all over the place. So anytime you see that kind of front, that can present a major problem. They're a tough physical defense. They're big, thick guys. They're going to run very well. So it's going to be a tremendous challenge on Saturday.
They've got a cornerback who, I think, something like that, who's able to, bust an interception return for a touchdown. Just how dangerous is that guy in terms of coverage?
I think being a quarterback receiver coach, that he's the best perimeter player that we will have seen up to date this Saturday. I think he's phenomenal. Very athletic, very fast, quick, can change direction. He's relentless. He makes plays all over the field. So he certainly has our attention right at the gate.
Do you attack a guy like that? Do you back away? I know there was the Richard Sherman thing. You didn't throw to me. I mean, without giving away the secrets. When you face a guy like that, do you attack him or do you stay away from him?
No, I think we're going to go do what we do. I just think our players have to realize that they have a phenomenal challenge ahead of them. He's an outstanding Big Ten corner. I think he's an all Big Ten corner right now, a couple games into the season. So, no, I don't think that we necessarily shut off that half the field. I think we still do what we do. I just think we need to be aware of where he is.
How pleased are you with the run game? 3 games in, it seems like Liberty's thereafter. You guys are obviously having special, but Liberty back there, you've been productive running the ball. How pleased are you doing?
Well, it's been good so far. When you look at our roster and who we had coming back this year, we were experienced up front. We have some experienced backs. Our quarterback, so just those internal guys, if you will, the guys that play inside the box, all played a lot of football for us. So, I didn't hear everything Coach Wilson just said, but we just feel like we're doing what we're capable of doing. And as long as we can keep doing that, hopefully we can continue some success.
Talk a little bit about the job that Greg Fry has done with the offensive line. You've had injuries in the past, a lot of different moving parts in it, but it really seems that everybody, whoever he puts in there, is just really consistent.
Oh, he does a tremendous job, and that's a sign of a great coach. What you do when you go into a room like that, you coach every single guy. You get every single guy ready to go. So then when your right guard tweaks an ankle and the next guy steps up, he's ready to pick up the flag and go. And I think that's a credit to what Coach Fry has done with those guys. From the day we walked in the door, he's developed his offensive line. We played freshmen and sophomores last couple of years, and now they're a little bit bigger and stronger. But every day, every week, every year, you're developing guys at that position because you need a bunch of them, and you never know when someone's going to go down. But I certainly think he's done a phenomenal job.
Coach, what did you identify on film that was the theme on the third down? 1 of 14 on third down is really very uncharacteristic for Indiana. I just wonder if you, upon review, noticed some.
Yeah, 1 of 14. We're not very proud of that. That's not very good, and that's not what you want. There were a couple missed shots by the quarterback. There were a couple times pressure got to us. And then, quite honestly, there were a couple times when it's 3rd and 8 and we ran the ball. Maybe we're in 4-down territory where we didn't necessarily call a play that was going to try to get the first down. So a little bit of that as well. But at the end of the day, you're right. There needs to be a greater sense of urgency on 3rd down and a greater awareness and a greater plan by me.
Nate was saying after the game Saturday that he kind of saw himself as a game manager. How much has he kind of improved at, not necessarily having to make the deep throw, make the play, just kind of letting Tab your other guys?
A lot. He's improved quite a bit. And quite honestly, that comes with being a mature veteran quarterback. That, Coach Wilson does a great job of talking to the guys all the time about managing the game, understanding the situation that we're in. And, maybe we don't need the home run play here. Just dump it down. Let's move the chains. Let's keep managing the game. So I think he's done a phenomenal job in that area. Always looking to improve. When you play quarterback, it's hard to play a perfect game, so we're always going to find something that he can do better. But I just think I keep using that word maturity level. I think that Nate's doing a good job of just handling the situation, handling the pressure.
How comfortable is the offense as a whole of running that kind of 2-minute drill? You guys had to do it at the end of both halves.
Yeah, we did. For us, it's sort of just our base offense. We feel like we can play fast all the time. So to get into a 2-minute situation, quite honestly, is not a huge deal. I don't think anybody freaks out. We don't change our language. We don't change our formations. We just kind of go do what we do, and we've been able to execute the last couple times.
To talk about after the interference call, you guys get first down. Great swing pass to Coleman, goes for 44. Talk about the thinking that went into that call. Did you see something that you thought made them susceptible to a screen or a swing pass?
No, not really. Quite honestly, we were just trying to be smart and efficient, the same word that we used before about managing the game. And what we didn't want to do is call a pass play that Nate had to hold the ball for 5 seconds and let their D-line tee off on us. So we needed something quick that could get it out of his hand, get the ball in space. And, the O-line blocked it perfectly, and quarterback delivered the ball, and Tevin made a great run.
Piggyback, the play before that, and on the interference call, he gave up his guy to Rod Rig and then went and knocked somebody else on the
Yep.
play. Then on the screen, or on the swing pass,
Yep.
great block on the perimeter.
It sure is.
Talk
And,
about Feeney a little bit.
well, yeah, and I, you could talk about Feeney, you can talk about Spriggs, you can talk about Rarig. To me, those guys are seasoned veterans that have played some football for us now. And you know what? We expect them to make those plays. And we need them to make those plays. They're not pups anymore. So certainly glad Dan's back out there and healthy. And I still think he's getting better every week. But to me, it's not just Dan Feeney. It's every one of those guys that have played a lot of football for us over the past couple of years. And like Nate Sudfeld, we need them to make those plays. They're expected to.
College and NFL level, you're seeing a lot more, it seems like a lot more middle screens being run, but they don't seem to be necessarily all that effective. What do you like about it? It seems like a low percentage play. What do you like about it?
Yeah, a lot of times those plays, one, they get the ball out of the quarterback's hand pretty quick. So that from a protection standpoint, you're not stressing anyone out up front. You're inviting the rush up the field, which Missouri had what we thought was one of the best defensive lines that we had seen. You're selling the pass, you're trying to get it out of his hand fast and hope you're trying to hit a seam and get it to go north. Sometimes those plays look good. They can go for 40 or 50 yards. Sometimes they go for 1 or 2 and they don't look very good at all. But you kind of take the good with the bad.
Talk about maturity. Is Stoner as the drop on one of those?
Yep.
The next play makes a great fingertip catch.
Yep.
Is that part of what you're talking about, guys? Veteran players.
That's right.
Being able to
It
play.
is. It is. And I thought Nick, going back to last season, probably could have played a lot more than he did. But, man, he had Kofi Hughes and Cody Latimer in front of him who were playing at a high level. And I really think Nick, in my opinion, has had a great demeanor about him this entire season, that he doesn't freak out. He doesn't panic. He understands how to use his releases. He's a fast guy. We think he can always stretch the field vertically. To see him come back and make that play was huge. And really that go ball that he caught was a play we needed to get us going.
Frank last talked about how great Saturday was, but in the context of, the expectation internally is Indiana has a chance to do this week in and week out. Is the program there yet? Do we know? Is it going to be something the results show next week?
That's right. I think the results will keep showing. I don't think that we know for sure. Just in our football world, in our football family, those are games we expect to win. And, man, you go back to last year in the Michigan game that we lost, that was a close game. And the Minnesota game we lost, that was a close game. We've had so many that we've come up short that to win a close one's a good feeling. And what we need to do as coaches is really show our kids, hey, listen, this is how it feels. And this is what your body's supposed to feel like after a game like this, after you give everything you got. And this is how you prepare, and this is how you play physical. Now that they've seen it, hopefully that can continue instead of seeing the opposite, the negative. We've come up short before. It's good to come up on the positive end.
How important was it too just to win a game that wasn't just like a 40 to something blowout? Not blowout, but shootout.
Yeah, low scoring, dogfight, really. Yeah, no, I think it's very important. And I think that shows our team we can win in a couple different ways. We feel like we can match scores if we have to match scores, and our defense got a chance to be pretty salty at a high level too, I think.
Coach Wilson was saying he's appreciated the way just the consistency he's seen from Vine Reading since the start of the camp. Just how has he sort of complimented guys like Tevin and D'Angelo?
Done a great job. One, he knows what he's doing. And just what happens as a freshman when you step onto the field, the game can happen so fast because you're really not sure what the heck's going on. But that young man is a mature. He's very mentally sharp, and he trusts what he's been coached from Coach McCullough. But to go out on the field, to play with the demeanor that he plays with and to squeeze the ball, he's been put in some tough situations so far this season, early in the year. He's responded every single time. But I really think his demeanor, his maturity level has really allowed him to play so far at a high level for us.